everybody! It's Mailbag Day! I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Brandon.
Brandon, thanks again for filling in for Vince.
No problem.
Brandon is going to sit here and watch me open Geekvolution's mail.
Sounds good.
So, let's find out what we got. So, good old Duke sent us a package. Thanks, Duke. And he wanted to send me some stuff for Christmas, and I think that he... got it in the mail a little later than he wanted to, and then it's actually been a while since we did a Mailbag Day, so this has been in the box for probably 2 or 3 weeks at least.
Okay.
And let's see what we got. He sent a letter, and Duke writes, "To Captain Logan, it can be said that it's been a long time since I've sent you a package for the day of mail." By the way, I should mention that Duke's a good friend of mine.
Right.
Duke... does videos with us sometimes, and he is the co-host with Manos for comic news.
Okay.
That's the big thing they do. Just so you know who we're talking about.
Sounds good.
We've been through such great moments in comics, like the premiere of the Avengers, the premiere of The Dark Knight Rises, and the premiere of the annoying argument over which one is better or why they both suck, or seriously, can we just let it go, people? They're movies. Ah! And then he says, Duke's head explodes. Sorry for that. Not really. I'm all better now, moving on. Just allow me to apologize. I've had a lot on my plate with school work and procrastinating on comic news, which is living up to the fact that it's executive produced by Mark Millar. Oh, and let's not forget my love for Doctor Who, both new and classic. P.S. How dare you? Now, before this devolves into even more nonsense, no promises, let's break down what the greatest person in the universe who goes by Duke has given you this time. First, I wanted to start on a kind note before I bring on the pain. Duke likes to send me awful things. That's his favorite thing to do.
All right.
My peace offering is the Thor the Mighty Avenger special from Free Comic Book Day 2011. Which I think I already have, but there it is. Not sure if you've read this or not. I actually haven't read it, but I think,
Can I
don't know.
see it?
I think I've got that someplace. Yeah. I might even let you have it. I don't care, because I pre-ordered the trade collection of the short-lived series, which collects the issue you now have. That's right. Even though this is me being nice, I'm at the same time treating you like a trash can for things I don't want anymore. I'm a truly great friend. Now for the second item on this disappointing version of the Showcase Showdown, a copy of a Spider-Man prose novel called The Venom Factor. And I'll tell you right now, I also have a copy of this, but not... I also have a copy of this, but not in hardcover. Let's see. Now, give me a minute to tell you how I came to this weird find. I was at a local bookstore in town seeing if they had anything of interest. Soon into looking around, I found this rare ancient artifact from the early 90s. Then I saw the dollar sticker on it was the indicator that this is Captain Logan material. I looked into what this novel was like. Now, I will say I've never read this. I think I've got a copy of it up there someplace. I looked into what this novel was like and saw it had some pretty favorable reviews. One was even in French, in which I used my master of the language, all 2 years I took in high school, and promptly gave up and put it through Google Translate. Wasn't really worth it either, since the review wasn't that interesting and there was not one hilarious goof up. I just can't win. Now, this discovery put a damper on my plan to torture you with something awful. I fell into a massive depression that lasted for 3 days or 37 minutes. I kind of forgot what time was. I did find light at the end of the tunnel of doom when I walked to a different local bookstore and found the third item that is wrapped up just so you may open the present to see the final page of this letter. Okay, so there's more to this letter, apparently, in this wrapped present that I promised Duke I wouldn't open before the show. And just to show you, look, your tape is still there. Okay, I've not opened this.
That is some grand wrapping paper, I must say. I like that.
So I'm gonna open this up, and we're gonna find out what's in here. And
the suspense.
It's a DVD, so it's probably a really bad superhero movie. Let's find out. And then I'm gonna get to read the rest of the letter. Here we go. Oh, it's a book. It's a book. I'm wrong.
I was gonna say it looks a little small for a DVD.
It's the Lost in Space
novelization.
Goodness. Hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah. Now that's a weird one, Duke. Okay, so I gotta find his letter.
That might be a little bit torturous.
There it is. it will be torture if he writes in here. Now I really want you to review this.
Oh boy!
Can you imagine that?
He may have written that.
Wouldn't it be weird if I reviewed novelizations of movies?
That would. I have seen the novelization of Back to the Future.
I've got several novelizations, but to review them would be strange. Now that you are reading this page of terror, I want you to soak this in. I want you to fully realize how this happened. That's right, you're now the proud owner of the novelization of the box office bomb, Lost in Space. It's a movie that tried to do such things like making Gary Oldman into a spider mutant and turning Joey from Friends into an action hero. Oh, I've seen it multiple times, yeah.
I have not.
I'll let
You're
you
scaring me.
think about which is harder to believe. I don't know why, I mean, it's not a great movie, I don't know why I've seen it multiple times, but I've seen it multiple times.
Because perhaps you're looking for things you missed the first time.
I don't think that's the reason. A movie that can make you believe it's from the writer of Batman and Robin. Plus, let's not forget the fact that I didn't give you the actual movie. I gave you the version that requires you to put work into going through the awfulness. All I have to say is, Merry Christmas. Duke, P.S. The offer of sending something back is still on the table in the interest of fairness. P.S.S. I've considered the possibility that you'll delay reading this for a month after getting it, so I've set up these possible statements to be read if a considerable amount of time has passed. Number 1, I love the latest rewind on insert name of movie here. Number 2, I'm loving Spawn Year so far, especially when you insert memorable part of Spawn Year here.
Oh man, there's been a few.
And number 3, congrats on the 23rd show you've started with Dan.
Oh, that has implications.
That is so funny, Duke. Thanks very much. I gotta say, and I'm sure that you will not be offended when I say this, Duke. The letter was more fun than these will be. Thanks very much, Duke. That was a lot of fun to read. Really appreciate it, and I will take a look at some of this stuff. And I don't know. I've been wanting to do book reviews, and I think it might be funny to do some novelizations. That might be an amusing thing to do. Yeah.
Can I say one thing about the Spider-Man book?
Yes.
It was invented back before dust repellent paper. It does have a dust sleeve on it.
Yeah, but I mean, we still have some books that have dust jackets on them, right?
I know.
Oh, you're talking about the Back to the Future. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, Geekvolution. Oh, you know what? I think I opened this, and I'm not real sure. Oh, you know what? I know what this is. This is a letter. I'm not even going to talk about this yet, because this is a letter that was supposed to come with a package. The package hasn't come yet. This is from Magpie, and from Australia, and I'll talk about this when his package gets here. I don't know why it's not here yet, but his letter came, his package didn't, and so we'll talk about that later.
It was probably arriving Delta.
Here are a couple of things from the real Manos, and I've not actually opened these yet.
Dum da da dum.
Okay, so this is the ends number 2. I'm going to be very soon doing a indie spotlight on a bunch of independent comics I've gotten in the last month or month and a half. God, there's probably going to be like 5 or 6 or 7 on that. I'm going to do the most recent issue of Red Knight when I get that. That might actually even be in here. Yep, I think that's in here. And then I'll do all 3 issues of The Ends by Jeff Hewitt. Quick shout out for Jeff. Okay, so here's The Ends number 3. I've not read any of these yet. I got the first issue, and then Mano said, hey, 2 and 3 are coming out really fast. So I said, I'm not going to read it yet. I'll read them all together. And then Red Knight number 6. And I'm really, really excited about reading this. I've been loving Manos' Red Knight. This is probably his best cover so far. It's a great cover. And I'm really, really excited to see Shiloh's artwork. Her stuff seems awesome, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
He sends you a little message on here as well.
Yeah, he always does that. He always signs
nice.
it for me. He says, thanks, Logan, Justin Corselli. And, yeah, Manos and I are really good friends, and he always does that for me.
That's really cool.
So, finally, we got another big box.
What is in this big box?
And he didn't write me a letter with this one.
It's like Christmas morning.
Wait, here we go. There is one down here. There is one down here.
Oh man, that's great!
How awesome is that?
That is great.
Okay, so he typed up.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He typed up the entire letter.
That deserves framing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're not even telling you what this is. He typed up the entire letter that Doc Brown gives to Marty at the end of Back to the Future 2 from 1885, and he just wrote the whole letter out. That's hilarious.
Can I read it in the Doc Brown voice?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Dear Marty, if my calculations are correct, you will receive this letter immediately after you saw the DeLorean struck by lightning. First, let me assure you I am alive and well.
So that's the Doc Brown who drank a bunch of Mountain Dew and might fall into a sugar coma, right?
Marty!
Marty!
Great Scott!
Ah!
I've been living these past 8 months in the year 1885. The lightning bolt that hit the DeLorean caused a gigawatt overload which scrambled the time circuits, activated the flux capacitor, and sent me back to 1885. The overload shorted out the time circuits and destroyed the flying circuits. Unfortunately, the car will never fly again. I set myself up as a blacksmith.
Your Doc Brown is from Texas.
Oh, I'm laughing too hard. That's great.
I got a bunch of Batman comics from my favorite Batman artist, Norm Brayfogle, who I have had the fortunate opportunity to talk to in an interview. Brayfogle's great, and I got some issues drawn by Brayfogle that I didn't own, which is really great. There's a couple here that I do have, but a bunch of these I don't, which is really, really great.
Cool.
Some Ultimate Daredevil Elektra, which I didn't even know existed, so that's cool. Thanks for that.
Is that a crossover?
There's some, no, not at all. There's some Excalibur. Elektra is a Daredevil character.
I did not know that. Not one I've ever really looked into.
Let's see. Some Dark Reign stuff. X-Force. Some Astonishing, some new X-Men. There's a bunch of comics in here. A whole lot more Excalibur. Must be the rest of the Excalibur that he didn't send me in the last box that had Excalibur in it. Some X-Men Origins. Oh, a bunch of those one-shots. Okay. Utopia. So Uncanny X-Men during the Utopia thing. And then, let's see, Dark X-Men. He has really been kindly adding a bunch of stuff to my X-Men collection. X-Men Legacy. Thanks again so much for another big box. How cool of you. Wow, okay, and then he was reading, but I'm actually also really excited to get this, Volume 1 of Star Wars The Clone Wars, the old cartoons from Cartoon Network. These were actually really good. I don't like the animation style at all, but the stories were good, and they filled in a lot of story gaps from those movies, stuff that really should have been in the movies. So, you know, you almost ought to watch them if you've never seen them before. They're really quite great. But anyway, so thanks again so much for this giant box. That was really, really cool of you. And let me know if there's anything, since I didn't get a letter from you besides the funniest thing anybody's ever done, by the way. That was hilarious.
That's great.
And, by the way, I always just loved that letter.
It's a good letter.
And it was really cool that in Back to the Future 3 they give you all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, wow, isn't it weird that you can't come on a video without Back to the Future references? You didn't even do it this time. This is not your fault. You just happened to be sitting here when this came up.
I made the first reference with the Spider-Man and the dust repellent paper. What are the chances?
Yeah, that you would be here when we got that. That's so cool. Anyway,
I think he's got a time-traveling DeLorean. He's already seen this video.
What I was going to say is, if there was anything that you wanted to make sure I reviewed, please let me know. I'm inundated with stuff to review right now, and in the middle of Spawn Year and stuff, I'm not doing a whole lot of comic vaults right now. So I've got a list this big of stuff that people have sent us that I need to review. So anyway, if there's anything you want to really make sure that I review from this box, please let me know so that I do that, and I will try to get to it in as timely a fashion as humanly possible. Thanks everybody who sent us stuff this time. Really, really appreciate it. And if you ever want to send us anything to the Comic Book Vault, either something for us to borrow, to review on the vault, or something that you'd like to send us to keep, please send things to our P.O. Box. That's Geekvolution, P.O. Box 14183, Lenexa, Kansas 66285. And thanks as always for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Brandon.
Brandon, thanks for joining me. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, filling in for Vince. He's going to wish he was here.
He is. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.